Good morning, folks. Aaron Dorr here with Iowa Gun Owners. And I got to say, I kind of feel like my job over the last couple of days has pretty much become very similar to the whack-a-mole games that I play at the county fair with my kids every summer. Because right now, as the heat begins to mount on the establishment Republicans who have been killing gun bills for several years here now in Iowa, we have this incredible whack-a-mole dynamic where all of these losers, all of these people in the Capitol who are desperate to protect their own circle, protect their own ranks, are coming out of the woodwork trying to attack Iowa gun owners. So, guys, we're going to talk about one of these individuals today. So as you guys get signed in, I'm going to pause for a little bit here, let you guys get signed in. Let me know where you're watching from. I see Larry getting signed in. I see Damien. Wherever you guys are watching from, let me know. I'm going to post some information right now in the comment section. If I can do it the right way, give me just 1 second here. You're going to love today's report, guys. It's so symptomatic of what's going on in the Capitol right now. It just drives me batty. Wait till you hear this. Pinning these comments right now. So, guys, come on in, get signed in. Again, this has become a whack-a-mole situation, as these Republicans are now the ones who killed constitutional carry, at least for now, at least in judiciary. They're now circling the wagons, doing all they can to shoot anybody else who would dare try to accuse them. They have this big ring of fire, and they're shooting out at their constituents. They're shooting out at regular gun owners, and they're shooting out at Iowa gun owners because we dare to tell the truth about what's going on right now on constitutional carry. And John Wills is the mole who has raised his head up today, and John Wills is today's featured presentation of what it means to be a two-bit scoundrel who happens to be an elected official. And that's who John Wills is. So let's break this down. John Wills represents House District with number 1, HD1. He is the immediate neighbor to, wait for it, Skyler Wheeler, right? Talked about him a lot over the last couple of days. So Skyler is feeling the heat. I hear he's crying on the phone at night to some of his supporters. He's crying, asking for the pressure to stop. Yeah, good luck with that, Skyler. Skyler, what a name for a guy. Skyler, what a joke. So Skyler's neighbor in the House is Representative John Wills. So John Wills is coming to Skyler's aid, like they all do, because, again, don't forget, this is about them versus us. This is about lawmakers thinking they know better than you and I. And so when someone dares hold them accountable, they circle the wagons and they attack anybody who tries to hold them accountable. So that's where we are right now. I'm sending a comment here right now. And so that's where we are right now. So John Wills is out there. And, of course, if you go to his Facebook page, you're going to see that the guy has a very hard time spelling. Has a very hard time with the English language. But as you read through what he is attempting to say on his Facebook page, he's basically saying that, oh, yes, Iowa gun owners, terrible. They're just attacking pro-gun lawmakers up here. It's all their fault that constitutional carry died, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The thing is that Skyler Wheeler, I'm sorry, what do you think that Skyler Wheeler and John Wills have in common? Anybody guess? Yeah, Skyler Wheeler and John Wills both promised to fight for constitutional carry. Both promised to fight for constitutional carry. In fact, we have his survey right here. This is signed by the inestimable John Wills, received by me on, what is this date here? April 11, 2014. So John Wills runs for the Iowa House, April 2014, surveys 100%. And he didn't say he would merely co-sponsor. As you can see right here, the number one question that we asked John Wills, would you support constitutional carry law, which it goes on from there. You can see his answer right here, sponsor. He would sponsor the bill. John Wills told us, John Wills told you, John Wills told Iowa that he would not just vote for it, he would fight for it. He would stand up and fight to make Iowa a constitutional carry state. Well, what do you think John Wills has done in the last couple of years in the Capitol when it comes to constitutional carry? Nothing. Nothing. The guy's a chump. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it in Northwest Iowa. Everybody knows it here in Des Moines. Everybody knows. It's John Wills. He's a nothing. He's a nobody. So he breaks his promise. And I've said that so many times in the last week. I say it too fast. It's become so common to me that I don't actually think about what that actually means. I mean, here's a guy who gives his written word that he would sponsor and fight for constitutional carry. And he didn't. He broke his promise again to the voters, to gun owners in Northwest Iowa, and our gun rights are suffering because of it. Guys, as you're getting signed in, let me know where you're watching from. Jerry Moore says, if they would do what they said we would do, they had nothing to cry about. They have to stop helping Democrats and do the job they were sent there to do. That's well said. Vicky says he needs to be primaried. That's well said, too. We got folks watching all over the state right now. You're not going to believe, though, what I have to read here in just a moment. So do not leave. You're going to miss the best part. You're going to miss the best part. So he won't support the bill. He won't sponsor the bill. So this session, I call him out. I've been trying to get a hold of him for a long time. Trying to reach him for a long time. I talked to him in person multiple times, and I say, John, we have constitutional carry introduced in the House. It's introduced in the House. Will you co-sponsor? He gives me the same old answer that everybody else does. Oh, I'm a strong supporter. I'm a strong supporter. Blah, 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 blah. John, Earth to John, will you co-sponsor the bill? That's all I'm asking. It's very simple. Yes or no. He won't do it. He didn't do it. He broke that promise again, just like Lion Dan Dawson, says Jim Hill. And what Jim is pointing out, the fact is that we have a whole lot of liars like this in Des Moines. We have a whole lot of people in Des Moines who will say one thing at election time and do the exact opposite. And what's funny to me is that he thinks that people are not going to pick up on this. House District 1 is my hometown. It's my home community. And I know how pro-gun people are in my hometown. I know how pro-gun they are in Lyon County, in Dickinson County, in Osceola County. This is the epicenter of pro-gun Iowans right there. And this guy believes he can do this and get away with it, and no one's going to hold him accountable. And so when IGO begins to hold him accountable, what does he do? He attacks. He attacks. So he's sharing Senator Schultz's little video saying that Iowa gun owners is mean, and that's why we're not going to put constitutional carry up for a vote. And he can't spell. If you read his commentary, that's John Wills. The poor boy can't spell. But he's trying to say that it's our fault. It's our problem. We're the ones who are responsible because what? Because we can vote, John? This guy won't keep his campaign promise. He didn't co-sponsor constitutional carry, and now he attacks us. And just like Skylar Wheeler, I also know Northwest Iowa, that seat very well, as I said. I also know it's 100% pro-life. John Wills, just like Skylar Wheeler, on January 30, 2017, in Senate File 130, he voted yes on taxpayer-funded abortion. He told everybody he would not do that in Northwest Iowa, broke that promise. As Jim Hill says, they believe we're all just stupid redneck gun owners. Yeah, these are the most arrogant people in the entire Capitol. Incredible people. And because of that, John Wills has been placed on the Admin, Rules, and Appropriations committees, which makes him the biggest butt kisser, the biggest yes man in the entire Capitol. That is how the game is played. If you protect the caucus, if you protect us, if you protect the establishment, Speaker Uppmeyer, Majority Leader Hagenow, Speaker Pro Tem Little Maddie Winchell, primping ain't easy, Little Maddie Winchell, if you protect us, then we will give you gifts. We will give you important positions. We will give you money for your reelections. We will give you staff. We will give you assignments that put you in the limelight. That is the currency of politics. That is how they reward people like John Wills. What's funny to me, though, is the fact that I think a lot of people, I think I felt this way when I first got involved in politics. Maybe I was naive. Actually, I probably was naive. I kind of assumed that all the Republicans were like nice people, good people, people that meant the best, people that, were trying to do the right thing. And kind of find out that most of them are two-bit scoundrels who couldn't possibly make it in the real world, couldn't possibly make it in their real careers, couldn't possibly make it in their personal lives. And in reality, a lot of them are just a bunch of scuzz. You sure as heck wouldn't want them dating your daughter if your daughter was their age. I can assure you of that. And, I come to find this little document. This is an editorial that somebody sent me that crystallizes exactly what we're talking about right here. Before I do that, David Duvall says, many politicians don't want to keep promises and lose their talking points. They want to keep the public wanting, trying to keep more votes. This is the case. They want more votes, more votes, more votes. It's all about trying to fool us and get themselves put back into office. David, you nailed it 100%. Well said. Good comments there from David. There's so many comments here. Collins says, what does IGO being mean have to do with keeping your promises and not being a lying, unethical turd? Well said, Colin. And of course, what they mean by the word mean is that we ask them to keep their promise. It's really simple. Take Lying Dan Dawson. We spend $40K, give or take, in his race because he promises to fight for gun rights. He then won't fight for gun rights. We then tell our members about it, and all of a sudden we are the mean ones? These people are two-bit liars. They're liars. Ann says they're only in it for themselves. Well, let me tell you something, guys. We're talking about how big of losers these people are. John Wills makes a loser in the Capitol sound like a winner. And I got to tell you, that's hard to do. It's hard to make these people sound like winners. But John Wills has done it. Check this out. This is an editorial that somebody sent me from, was it Rock Rapids? Rock Rapids a couple days ago. This is in the West Lyon Herald, and the date is May 14, 2014, which is back when John Wills was first running for the Iowa House. I'm going to highlight the date here so you guys can see it perhaps more easily. West Lyon Herald, May 14, 2014. Let me read this to you guys. I'm just going to read it because I can't say it any better than this. I can't. This is who these people are. They want us all to believe that they're all flag-waving, God-loving, pro-gun champions. They all have a smile on their face. The truth is far different. This is from a gal named Mandy Robertson in Rock Rapids. Again, dated 5 years ago, May 14, 2014. Letter to the editor. Over the past several weeks, I have been seeing John Wills' yard signs popping up around Rock Rapids and listening to the campaign talk. I am concerned the voters don't know the real John Wills. So, folks, this is, in her opinion, the real John Wills that we should know about. And I agree. I once had a home I purchased on contract from him. I fulfilled my end of the contract, but when it came time for him to uphold his end, the real John Wills showed up. He started to attack my character and called me a welfare queen and other invectives. At the time, I was a single mother of 4 kids, working to support my kids, and was about to form a new home with my future husband. I have never taken a dime of government money. He calls her a welfare queen. She's busting her tail as a single mom with 4 kids, and he calls her a welfare queen. But wait, there's so much more. Let's see here. And that's why when I heard that John Wills was going to run for the state house, I became alarmed because of how he treated me And looking at the records, it seems to be a pattern of his behavior. The image he is portraying to the voters is an attempt to cover up the things he doesn't want you to know. Boy, is that the truth. That's exactly what most of these people have going on in Des Moines. The truth is he's had his home foreclosed on. And by the way, she gives the Iowa Courts Online record in the locator number for each of these things. The truth is he's had his home foreclosed on. He's been divorced twice. And he's declared bankruptcy. And official records have other very troubling reports. I've heard some of those things. I can't verify them, so I can't discuss that, but very sick stuff, very bad stuff. It could be a lot worse than what we're saying here. What we're reading right now is this editorial from this gal in John Will's home district. The problem isn't that he's made mistakes in his life. Everyone makes mistakes. It's the fact that he's continuing to hide these things from the voters. That's why I wrote this letter to the editor. The voters should know the truth about the real John Wills before they vote. Mandy Robertson, Rock Rapids, Iowa. This is the kind of scum that we're dealing with down here in Des Moines. This is the kind of liars that we're dealing with down here in Des Moines. These are the real people that they don't want you to ever hear about. These are the real lawmakers down here who have the gall to then come out there and attack us, attack you, attack me, attack gun owners, attack pro-lifers, attack the very people who they swore they would fight for in the first place. These people are disgusting. As Jim Hill says, what a dick. Well, Jim, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Again, he's a dog. He's a scoundrel. But don't think for a moment this only applies to John Wills. It doesn't. It applies to so many people. You know, Senator Schultz, who we've talked to you about a lot over the last couple of weeks, Senator Schultz himself has told me on numerous occasions, that his old legislative roommates, his old roommates in the legislature, when he would come home from the Capitol early, he would hear the window open up in his roommate's window, the roommate's room, and there would be gals jumping out the window of his roommate's window, trying to get away because he came home too quick. Jason Schultz told me that numerous times. These are the scoundrels. These are the dogs that we're dealing with down here in Des Moines. This is who these people are. Does that make you angry? Does that make you disgusted? Does that make you fired up that they have gutter ethics and they're going to sit there and attack us? These people have no shame. They have almost no morality, and they have no compunction about stone cold lying to gun owners. These are incredible people. As Corey Barton says, when you're too stupid and have criminal tendencies, try politics. Well said. Well said. And again, I want to stress, this is not just about Skylar Wheeler. It's not just about Jason Schultz. It's not just about lying Dan Dawson. It's not just about John Wills. It's not just about angry Amy Sinclair. I mean, are you seeing the pattern here? This is not good. These people are not good. And then what happens then, and David Duvall says, fake Republicans. Absolutely. What happens then is once somebody, in this case, Iowa gun owners, once an entity like us begins to sit back and say, folks, there is a story here you have to hear about. There is a truth here you have to hear about. There are disgusting people here you have to hear about. Now, what happens? What happens? Well, it's the same old crap, right? I'm trying to find Jason Schultz's comment. Yeah, it's the same old crap. Then they all stand up for each other. They all stand up to protect themselves. They don't protect you. They don't protect me. They don't protect gun owners. It's all about themselves. So when they're being called out You have Jason Schultz says, I'm going to stand with Amy Sinclair, who refused to support constitutional carry. I'm going to stand with Dan Dawson, who's a proven liar. I'm going to stand with Zach Nunn, who attacks gun owners who call him out for refusing to support the most popular bill in the state. I'm going to stand with Steve Holt, who admitted on the phone to one of our supporters just a day or two ago that he has been ruthlessly attacking constitutional carry in the Iowa House behind the scenes like a chicken for years. I'm going to stand with Jared Klein. Jared Klein, the chairman of public safety, who promised us a subcommittee on the other constitutional carry bill and then delivered nothing. That's who they're going to stand. That's who Jason is going to stand up for. Who's going to stand up for gun owners? Who's going to stand up for us? Who's going to fight for us? That's the question that gun owners across the state right now are asking themselves. These people very clearly only exist to protect themselves. They only exist to protect each other, protect their caucus, protect their buddies, and that's it. And if that means they have to tank the most popular gun bill in the state, sure, we'll do it. We'll do it. And now, and that whole circle of wagons has now gone on to include many, many other politicians. Now you've got Steve Holt out there saying, oops, let me kill my phone here. Now you have Steve Holt out there, and he's telling everybody how much, Skylar Wheeler's the most pro-life lawmaker in Des Moines, even though he votes for taxpayer-funded abortions. You've got all these people out there coming to the aid of each other. It's all about them. It's all about them. They fight for themselves. They don't fight for you. They don't fight for gun owners. They don't fight for us. They don't fight for the constituents that put them in office in the first place. No. This is about themselves because it is the power elites in Des Moines. It's this disgusting swamp, this inbred bunch of hillbillies in Des Moines who couldn't, as you just heard from John, this letter on John Wills, can't pay his bills, failure in his personal life, bankruptcies. I mean, these guys cannot make it on the outside. They cannot make it in the real world. But boy, you put them in a hot mess of lawmakers, lobbyists, and PAC money down here in Des Moines, and amazing, they flourish. They flourish. They become who they were always meant to be, pond scum. Pond scum. And they think that all they have to do is attack Iowa gun owners, say that we're horrible people, and that somehow we're going to what? We're going to what? We're going to just give up? We're going to give up and go away? Incredible. Incredible. Aaron Frost says, they're cowards and crybabies. Stop telling me what we hired you to do. I need someone to stick up for me. You people have no backbone. Well said. Well said, Aaron. And you have a great name because my name is Aaron. So, of course, we're going to be friends. Let's see. Somebody said a minute ago here that the Democrats, you should ask the Democrats. Maybe they'd pass this bill for us. I think that was CB Hill, maybe. What's amazing is that that's not far off. That's not far off. Don't forget here in Iowa, it was Democrats that passed Shall Issue back in 2010. Democrats did it. Republicans talk a great big game and have done next to nothing. Next to nothing. Let's see. They're only concerned with becoming career politicians that can live off my money, says Craig York. Yeah, that's exactly right. Jed says he's checking in right now from Winterset. Good to see you, Jed. I live in Van Meter, so you and I are practically neighbors. So how cool is that? We need term limits. We need term limits, says Jim. I mean, this is what I hear now more than ever, that we need term limits here in Iowa. You know, I'm not sure where I am on that, but I do know the obvious fact that when you have people like Linda Upmeyer, who have been in that chair for a very long time, and all they do is attack their constituencies and attack gun owners the entire time, I'm not surprised that everybody out there is trying to attack gun owners. They hate being held accountable. They hate being held accountable. Incredible stuff. These people have no conscience. No conscience. You know, I mentioned Linda Upmeyer. The last time that I was privileged to be in her inner sanctum, in her office, I forget what year. This is 2000, was this 10, 11, 12? I'm not even sure what year it was. And one of her staffers came and said that Linda Upmeyer would like to speak with you. I believe at the time she was the majority leader. I'm not sure if she was a speaker at that time. And so I thought, hey, maybe she's going to say, you know what, we're going to have this vote on constitutional carry, and here's the schedule. I thought maybe she'd have good news. Maybe she was going to fight for gun owners. She was at that time the majority leader. So I get into her office, and she's got all these staffers all around. She's got all these papers, and I'm sitting there waiting, and she's doing the whole ignore me thing, and she's looking at her papers and making me wait. And finally, she looks up and says, "Oh, Aaron." And I can't do her voice. I wish I could. Someone should do her voice sometime. I can't do it. But Aaron, and she gets all upset, and she says, "I'm so sick and tired of hearing from all these gun owners. They have a bad attitude. They're angry. Tell your people to show some respect. Tell your people to be more polite. Tell your people to back down." And I got to tell you, my jaw about dropped on the floor. I was like, excuse me, come again? You guys promised if you got the majority that you were going to pass constitutional carry. We're now very near the absolute last minute of the deadline for this calendar year, for this session, and you guys are doing nothing. You're getting phone calls and emails from gun owners, the ones that gave you your majority, and now you are going to come out there and attack us? You want us to show respect to you? You know, I don't know about you guys, but where I come from, the way I was raised, the way I raise my children, respect is earned. Respect is earned. We don't dole out respect as gun owners to anybody. You have to earn the respect of gun owners as a politician. That is how this works. If you guys agree, give me a huge thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I am sick and tired of these people sitting there believing that they want us to believe, rather, that because they draw air, because they can fog a mirror and their first name is senator or representative, that somehow they are God's gift to Iowa, that you and I are honor bound to bow down and worship the ground they walk on and kiss their feet. River Gray says they have to earn and show respect to get respect. Jim Hill says not going to happen. We're not going to back down, and we're not going to disappear. That is our thought, guys. Respect is earned. Respect is earned. Jennifer says, funny, she won't do that to me because Jennifer lives in Linda Upmeyer's area in Mason City, but she just attacks you over and over. It makes me sick. Yep. That's Linda Upmeyer. That's John Wills. That's Skylar Wheeler. That's Jason Schultz. That is Lying Dan Dawson. That is Angry Amy Sinclair. That is who we're dealing with in Des Moines. That's who these people are, guys. So you know what? They're going to keep coming out of the woodwork. They're going to keep coming out to attack Iowa gun owners members. They're going to keep coming out and doing everything they can to try to confuse gun owners. And I can assure you, as long as I have breath, we will always be there to tell you guys what's going on, who is actually obstructing your gun rights, and what we can do to fight back, guys. That's what I have for right now. Have a great day. I love this last comment from Brent Nelson. Be a wolf amongst the sheep. And we would love to have a wolf in the state capitol. Right now, we have a bunch of lambs, and they all pretend to be tough guys. You know what? They're mostly disgusting scoundrels. Guys, have a great day. More to come. Take care, and we'll be in touch.